Hey guys, Hoju here, and today I'm bringing you my money making guide in RuneScape for low to mid level players who have some money to spend to help increase money per hour. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so on to our first method, and for that we have one that I personally like, and that is Fletching Headless arrows. These require one Fletching and are pretty good Fletching XP. You will get around 40k Fletching XP per hour and will make around 900k to 1 mil per hour. First thing you want to do is buy arrow shafts and feathers from a grand exchange. For me, the arrow shafts bought for 18 GP each and the feathers for 50 GP each. This method is limited due to the 4-hour limit on the grand exchange. Arrow shafts have a 20k limit per 4 hours and feathers have a 10k limit per 4 hours. You will need roughly 40k of each to last an hour, so it is a good idea to leave an offering overnight to finish. For this I used a portable Fletcher, but it isn't needed for this due to having no effect on headless arrows. You want to click on either the arrow shaft or the feather and then click add feather to create the headless arrows. Each click will make 150 headless arrows and takes around 15 seconds including the clicking. You can make this a little faster by dragging either the feather or an arrow shaft to your ability bar and pressing your keybind to open the menu and then space to create the arrows. You want to do this until all your feathers and arrow shafts are used up. You then want to sell the headless arrows on the grand exchange. The next 40 seconds or so are just of me finishing my test to see how long it takes to make 10k headless arrows and then work out roughly how many per hour. The headless arrows can also be kept if you will use them for fletching, such as broad arrows or dragon arrows. As you can see from the 15 minutes I spent doing this, I made 240k profit, which means roughly 960k profit per hour. Of course this does vary due to the 4 hours required buying the feathers and arrow shafts. Okay, on to method 2. For this you will be smithing cannonballs from steel bars. For this you will need 35 smithing and to have completed the quest dwarf cannon. For this you will get around 14 to 24,000 XP per hour and around 400 to 800k money per hour. First thing you want to do is to go buy steel bars. You will get around 700 GP profit on each steel bar. For this I bought 112 bars, which lasted me around 11 minutes, which means you can do roughly 560 bars per hour using this method. I use my portable forge for this, as it is best to use a portable forge if there is one available. This can be checked in the friends chat portables. You want to withdraw 28 steel bars from a bank and then proceed to smith them into cannonballs. A full inventory takes roughly 170 seconds to complete. One thing to note about this method is that the money per hour does vary but will always profit. This is due to there being two methods of smithing the cannonballs. One is, as I've mentioned, on a forge. The other is a much faster way to do it, but it will require the Mauritania medium task to be complete. This is to use a furnace inside Port Phasmatis to make the cannonballs while wearing the Mauritania legs too. To get to Port Phasmatis you will need to have completed the Ghost Ahoy quest, or you will need 2 Ecto tokens to enter the city. You will also need a Ghost Speak amulet or to have completed the Mauritania hard tasks to use the bank. Using the furnace at Port Phasmatis will cause you to smith cannonballs at a much faster rate. Okay, and onto the results from making 4 inventories of cannonballs. I used 112 steel bars, which cost 60,592, and I made 448 cannonballs from these bars, which sold for 139,000. This gave me a profit of roughly 80k for the 11 minutes I did, which would have gave me roughly 400k for the hour. Okay, on to our next method. For that we have Cutin Granite. This is one that is usually great money, but during my test I would have made roughly 700k to 1.1 million. For this you want to buy granite in 2kg blocks from a grand exchange and craft them into 500g blocks. For this I did 140, which was 20 inventories. You then want to withdraw 7 2kg blocks from your bank and cut them down to 500g blocks. Bank and repeat until you have all of them cut. You can do roughly 1,600 2kg blocks per hour but using bank presets you could get closer to 2000. And now on to the results. In 5 minutes I cut 140 granite blocks and that gave me 56k profit. This means that in 1 hour I could have cut nearly 1700 blocks and that would have made me around 700k profit. Okay, on to the next method. This is from using egg spawn scrolls with a spirit spider to cast the egg spawn ability. For this you want to buy spirit spiders and egg spawn scrolls from the Grand Exchange. Spirit spiders last 15 minutes each, so you will need 4 for an hour. You will also need around 500 egg spawn scrolls, but you can get closer to 600 if you are using summon potions and are fast. For this I am making the spiders myself due to me having trouble buying them at the time, although usually I can buy them. Once you have your spider and scrolls, you want to withdraw all of your scrolls from the bank, a summoning potion and your spider. You then want to go to an open space and summon the spider. You will then click the special attack button until your familiar special bar has depleted. You can then drink your summoning potion or wait until your summoning points replenish. Once you use around 10 to 15 scrolls, you want to pick up the red spider's eggs until you have a full inventory and then bank them. Repeat this until you have used up all of your scrolls. During this test I clicked on the summoning obelisk a few times, but I remember that it doesn't restore summoning points, so I had to go to the Grand Exchange to buy some summoning potions. This is what caused my money per hour to go down and also what messed up with the money per hour. I did another test after this to see if there was much difference, but there wasn't too much difference. There was roughly around 50k in the short time I tested. Okay, on to the results from this test. For this I got roughly 260k profit for the 8 minutes that I did. This is due to me selling the egg spawn scrolls I made as well. I also messed up, which reduced some money per hour for me, but this method can usually make around 1.4 mil per hour. You can get more depending on your speed and how many scrolls you use. I managed to use 70 scrolls in the 8 minutes, but I did mess up a few times, so I could have got closer to 80 or maybe 90. When breaking down my spending and money made during this hour, I spent 75k on the spider carcasses and 5,000 on the spirit shards, which means I spent 80,000 on 2 spiders and 230 scrolls. As you will see, I sold 160 scrolls for 120k, which means I made around 40k profit just making the pouch and the scrolls. I also bought summoning flasks, which I only used 2 of for the 8 minutes, but I paid a lot more than they are worth. This caused me to lose nearly 100k on just 2 flasks, which should have been roughly 40 to 50k. In the end, I got 115 red spider's eggs in 8 minutes, which would be roughly 900 to 1000 per hour. This would result in roughly 1.6 to 2 mil profit per hour. Okay, and on to method 5. This is one I have recently discovered and it is one that I really enjoy. This is Continrupiah. For this you will need at least 31 hunter, but high levels are recommended. You will get around 28 to 33k hunter XP per hour, but at lower levels it may be closer to around 20k per hour. You will also make around 1 to 1.3 mil per hour, but again it may be closer to 2 mil if you are lucky and have higher hunter levels. You want to start out at Uglog Lodestone and take with you a teasing stick, which can be bought from the Grand Exchange, and 27 maple logs. You want to use maple logs as they are very cheap. You then want to run east until you see the pit traps. You want to left click them to create a trap that the Rupiah will fall into. You then want to click a spined Rupiah to tease them and run either north or south of the trap and left click it to jump to the other side. If you are successful, the Rupiah will fall in and you will be able to dismantle the collapse trap and get the Rupiah fur and bones. You only want to keep the Rupiah fur. If you get tatty Rupiah fur, you want to drop it as it isn't worth much. Once you have collected a full inventory of Rupiah fur, you want to go back to a bank all the fur, collect more logs and head back to collect more fur. Keep doing this until you have the amount of fur that you want. As you can see, it took me nearly 9 minutes to complete a full trip, which means I could have done around 7 inventories per hour. This means you will get around 190 fur per hour, which will sell for around 2 mil. As you can see, I dropped the price of the fur as I was selling it, but it still took me a while to sell. But eventually it sold for more than I requested. Assuming I could have done 7 inventories per hour, I could have made around 2 to 2.1 mil per hour, which is great money. Okay, and on to our final method for this video. This will be using the humidify spell to turn clay into soft clay. For this you will need 68 magic and to have completed the Dream Mentor quest. The requirement is a little high, but magic is a fairly fast skill to level up. You will get over 50k XP per hour and will make around 2 mil to 2.5 mil per hour depending on how fast you are. First thing you want to do is to buy a steam battle staff, as this saves runes, and buy a big number of clay. I did 1350 clay in around 6 minutes without using bank presets. You will also need astral runes, and you will need 1 astral rune per 27 clay. The 1350 clay I did in the roughly 6 minutes means I could have done roughly 14,000 clay in the hour. However, if you are using bank presets, you will make around 20 to 23k soft clay per hour, which is even more profit. Once you have bought your items, you want to withdraw 27 clay and 1 astral rune from your bank. You then want to use the humidify spell. This will turn all of your clay into soft clay. You then want to bank for soft clay and get more clay out of bank to keep using the spell until you have none left. As you can see, I made roughly 130k profit from the 6 minutes I did, which would have resulted in around 1.3 mil for the hour. Using the bank presets, I would have made much more money, which is why it is a great method to do using the bank presets, and it can result in very easy money per hour. Okay, and that concludes my money making guide for low to mid level players. I hope you enjoyed, and please leave a like if this has helped you. Be sure to subscribe for my future content, as I will be uploading more guides and a RuneScape series very soon. Finally, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.